So today we'll be discussing about something called witness sets. So suppose you are given a string which has only 0 and 1, and let the length of the string be n, like it has n digits. Then suppose I am given a set A which consists the set of such strings actually. So say string 1, string 2 and up to string n. So basically A is a set of strings and each string is of length n and it consists either 0 or 1 in each position. So here in the first position we have 0, in the second position we have 1, in third position 0, fourth position 1, fifth position 1 and sixth position 0. So here we have a string of length 6. So each string Si belonging to A is of length n. Okay. So suppose I have randomly picked up a element from this set. So suppose I have picked up a set Sk, suppose. So now you can ask about the positions of this string. Like you can ask about which digit is in its first position, which digit is in its second position, and so on. Like you can ask about any position actually. So the question is, like theoretically, what's the least amount of digits which you can ask and sort of guarantee yourself that yeah, this is the vector which has been picked from this set A. So let me explain you through one example. This is a basic simple example. Okay. So here we have a set which consists two strings and each string is of length 3. So what is the minimum number of like positions we must if we inquire it, we can know about the exact vector. Suppose I have picked up the vector 10, or say I picked up the string 101. So if someone just asks about the third position. So if someone tells me that the third position of the vector is 1, okay, sometimes I'll be using the term vector, by which I mean the string only. So if someone asks me what is the third position of the vector, and if I reply it that it's 1, then if we just look at the set A, then we would observe that only one vector has third position 1. So it would automatically mean that by just knowing about one position of this vector 101, we are able to uniquely identify it. So let me get you through the official notation. So every string Si has a witness Wi. So what do I mean by witness? Witness is basically a set of positions. So it may be second position, third position, fourth position, or second and fifth. So it is a set of positions, and if I just inquire about these positions, then I can uniquely say that whether the chosen vector, like suppose if we just randomly choose one vector from here and x, and if we just inquire about these positions, then we can say definitely that whether that vector is SI or not. Okay, so if if these positions, okay, let me take in discussion. Suppose the corresponding witness for SI, which is WI, let it be positions 2, 3, 4. Okay, and SI at position 2, okay, let SI be 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. So this is here n is equal to 5. So suppose I have someone has chosen randomly a vector x, and I have inquired about its second, third, and fourth position, and the answer is 0, 0, 0. So this is the second position of vector x, third position of vector x, and fourth position of vector x. So since the witness of SI is 2, 3, 4, so we can, and we have got that the 3 positions is 0, 0, 0, and those 3 positions match with the 3 positions of SI. So we can definitely say that this vector x is SI actually. So that's what is the use of vector WI. So if I just know about the positions of, so the values at this position, say 2, 3, 4, then we can say that we can definitely say which vector about we are talking about. So the size of the witness can vary from string to string actually. So it might happen that for one string only asking about one particular position is enough to say whether the vector x which I am talking about is about that string or not. In some other cases we have to take some extreme, like we may have to ask about more strings in order to guarantee whether the string x and our string SI, whether these both are same or not. So so let me write it again. So you can show these two things very easily. So you can show that there exists some string SI such that its witness is less than equal to log m to the base 2 actually. So it means that there is some vector whose, if we just inquire about log m to the base 2 number of positions, we can say definitely whether the randomly chosen vector x is that or not, whether it's SI or not. And the second position is second point is for all strings SI, WI is less than equal to mod A minus 1. So this second statement can be proved very easily. Suppose this is not true. and there is a string, say S L, whose corresponding witness has size more than mod A minus 1. Okay. So let me list out the positions. Okay. Say position 1, say position. So suppose these are the positions which it is corresponding to. So this 1 blank here corresponds to 1 position. So what will happen? Suppose this position differs with some other position, with some other vector actually, for this particular SL. Similarly, this position differs with some other particular vector in the set A. Then this position differs with some other vector in set A. And if we continue like this, there will be, since other than SL there are mod A minus 1 other vectors in this set. So it would mean that even if one particular position in WL differs with only one other vector in set A, still it would, so the other vectors would differ with SL at most mod A minus 1 positions. So the extra bits which we have chosen are just redundant. So they are not needed in the witness, hence this statement would be wrong, and therefore the witness set is at most mod A minus 1 for any vector in the set A. And this is tight actually, because I can show one example. The example is, take n plus 1 vectors, okay. Vector number 1, each position is 0, okay. Second vector is only first position is 1 and rest of the positions are 0. In third, the second position is 1 and the rest of them are 0. And continue this in this fashion, like third position is 1 and rest of them is 0, and so on, and up to last position is 0. Last position is 1 and rest of them is 0. Basically what I mean to say is, you have n plus 1 vectors. One vector has all of them 0, and rest n of the n vectors has 1 exactly at 1 position. So since you have n number of bits, so you can have at most n of them. So I have listed all n of them which have n vectors which have only one in only one of the positions. So if you see the witness for this, witness for the first vector 0 0 0 0 0. So it's clear that you have to inquire all the positions in order to confirm that we are talking about this particular vector. Suppose we have taken a vector x and it says that position 1 to n, all of them are 0. Then we can tell that yes, the vector x is the first vector. Why we need to inquire all the digits in the first vector? Because suppose if you didn't inquire all the digits, suppose you inquired n minus 1 digits, without loss of generosity, let's assume that you inquired second to n positions, but you didn't inquire the first position. Then you have two possibilities. Either it can be either vector 1 or vector 2. If the second to last position, if it is 0. So that's why we need to inquire all the positions actually. And so this particular vector has a witness size n, and since the total number of vectors is n plus 1, this particular inequality is satisfied actually. And the first one, I already posted in the Facebook group about this question. you can have a look at that question actually and try to solve. Some of them have already posted the solutions in the group. Suppose, so every string here is of length n. Okay. What if m is less than equal to n? Okay. So what can we say about the witness size of each element? Like, can we upper bound it by something actually? And as it turns out, yes, we can upper bound. So like what I mean is I want a common witness actually for each string here. So for all string Si, we have a common witness actually, and we want to upper bound this common witness. Like if I just ask about the positions at W, the positions which W corresponds, like suppose it corresponds to 2, 3, 4, then just by asking 2, 3, 4, I can directly tell which string I am talking about. Okay. So this is a little bit different setting from earlier actually. So here just this is a witness which is common to everything, common to every string. So we can just ask the position 2, 3, 4, and I can directly tell you which vector I am talking about. You need not ask about each and every bit of the vector in order to know which vector I am exactly talking about. And as it turns out that mod W is less than equal to m minus 1. Okay. So let me just take you through some notations actually. So if I have a witness set W, then so we suppose let me take you through one example: 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So if W is position 2, 3, 4, so we suppose this is a string S1, string S2, and string S3. Okay, so we use this notation: S1 projection on the W projection, S1's projection on W. It means that it will just directly write 1, 1, 1. Means will be what we mean is S1 slash W. By that we mean that we are only looking at the positions 2, 3, 4 here. Similarly, S2 slash W, we are looking about 1, 0, 1, and similarly S3 slash W, we are looking at 0, 0, 0. And if we consider each of them as a string and make it as a set, so if the original set was denoted by A, then this set will denote it by A slash W. Okay. So I hope you got the notation actually, what I mean. So by A dash W, I mean first I project the vectors on just these positions of W, and then when I collect it as a set, then by that I mean A slash W. So let us assume. So we prove this by contradiction actually, that mod w will be less than equal to m minus 1. Like this is a common witness as I told you before. So mod w will be less than equal to m minus 1. Let's say it's not the case actually. So it means that whatever, so you have positions 1, 2, 3, 4, so on up to n. So from this, whatever group of elements you choose of size at most m minus 1, it won't be a witness for this set A actually. So what do we do? So you take a set W. Okay. So set W has size at most m minus 1. Okay. And it has this particular property. The property being that just excuse me just for a second. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Just wanted to check one notation actually. So consider all the possible sets which have all the possible set of positions such that the number of positions which we are considering is at most m minus 1. Okay. So consider a witness. So consider a max set W dash. Okay. So what is the property of this W dash? The property is that so this is we'll consider a set W dash, set of positions of W dash, this set of positions from 1 to n, like it is a set of positions such that the number of elements is at most m minus 1, and we are satisfying this equation actually. In equation. So A projection upon W dash greater than or equal to W dash plus 1, and second thing is this W dash is maximal actually. So by maximal I mean that you cannot add one more element such that you satisfy the property of W dash, like satisfy this inequation and satisfy this inequation. So this is the largest possible, so not the largest, but it's a mathematical term called maximal. So this set is maximal actually. So you cannot add one more element, like one more position to the set W dash and still satisfy both these properties actually. Okay. And also you have since we are proving by contradiction, so it means that if I choose W dash as my bigness, it's not going to cover all the vectors actually. So this will be the inequation actually. So we know it won't be like how would I explain to you? Sorry for the interruption, but what I want to say is, if A slash W dash, if it was equal to A, then it meant that when we are projecting A on this W dash, then we are having a different type of strings actually. It means that we are uniquely identifying each and every string, but that's not the case because we are assuming a contradiction, and the contradiction is that we are using at most m minus by using at most m minus 1 positions, we cannot uniquely determine all the vectors actually. So we have this and so you take two vectors. Let me rub this. So you can take two vectors u comma v such that the positions shown here in W dash, each position matches actually. So if it is 2 comma 3 comma 4, the values at 2 comma 3 comma 4 in both u and v, it matches. So it means that u comma v has to differ in some other position other than W dash. Okay, so let it be at position I. Okay, so clearly I does not belong to W dash. Okay. So consider a set T which is W dash union I. So if we take a set T which is W dash union I, okay, then we observe that let me rub this for a second. Then we observe that A T is greater than or equal to A dash W dash plus 1, and A dash W dash is greater than or equal to mod w dash plus 1 and mod w dash plus 1 is actually mod t plus 1. So we are so t actually you can say increases the like the cardinality. So it indirectly proves that w dash which we chose earlier is not a maximal set actually. Like we can still add elements to that and increase the size actually. So that's why our initial assumption that w is less than equal to the mod w is greater than m minus 1, it is wrong, and hence we have a witness a size mod w which is less than equal to m minus 1. So for this part I I encourage you to go through the proof carefully. Like I'll post the proof and go through it one more time, and if you have any queries you can just ping me.